Hola.
Hello, I am the light of the Leo. This is my little brother, JojoSPEAKS. I said that he made me watch Netflix The Glory, but I actually made him watch this one. But it looks like it's not turning. It's already been such a fun show to review and talk about, and we have made it to episode 14 of 16. So let us get started, my brother. We're going to get to it. But I tell you, I'm over here forgetting about things, but it is okay because
It
God
is
is good.
A-okay. Yes,
All
it
right.
is.
So won't you join us? We about to dive in. Join us. Yeah, now you can hear me. Anywho,
Yes.
so what? How we start off is okay. They start off these shows with so many things happening, basically almost like trying to catch you up to what you saw or the ending of what you saw last time.
Mm-hmm.
But we start off with our goons, our goons. Okay, when I say our, I'm talking about Dungoon and the boys. Okay, dropping off poor Myungo's body. God bless him. Um, off out into out there in the streets or whatever. And we know it's our goons because we see the tattoos. It's the three dudes, the same three dudes that we asked to prepare the narcotics
Mm-hmm.
because we're not familiar with those things.
Okay, we
Okay,
don't do that.
we
Okay,
don't
not
do
around
that.
here.
Not around here. So we saw that. So his mama showed up with all of the paparazzi and the detectives to look at him and stuff like that. Of course, we know that she could have possibly been knocked up by
Mm-hmm.
Myungo. So it seems like she had a little bit of vindication in that space and time. At least he's gone to glory, and I don't have to worry about him being alive anymore either.
Right.
Whew. So now with this, we see that the bad chief is losing it. Him and Yunjin are over at the mortuary where he should be.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, ain't no way. He was just
He was right
he was
here.
just here.
Dead at the doorknob.
Child.
Okay.
And not saran wrap, but what's it
Plastic
called?
wrapped.
Yeah, plastic wrapped up, saran wrap up.
Vacuum sealed. Okay.
Vacuum sealed. Okay. But he is gone. He is gone. Yeonjin, of course, is losing her entire S word because she's
Losing
she's a
it.
murderer,
Okay. Yes, a murderer. Yes, she is.
child. And then what had happened later on? Hey Jung, she gives a call to Yeonjin saying, "Hey, um, Youngo's body been found, child."
Okay.
Oh, really? And of course, there's many concerns and issues with that, especially when you decide to unalive somebody. Sometimes things might tend to catch up to you. And it looks like it's
Okay.
slowly but surely happening to Yunjin. So with all this stuff falling down, dying, being done, because, with the bad chief being the one that's supposed to be covering up the murderer, okay?
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I guess there won't be any Hawaii in this for you.
Okay.
And now he's like, look, I'm gonna need you to sell the hotel. Okay, sister, go ahead and sell this hotel. Even if you sell it for dirt cheap, it's got to go.
Got to go.
How do you feel about the foolishness going on at the moment, Jonathan?
It's all foolishness. And when the baddies turn bad, you know what I'm saying, and they turn on each other, and there you have it. I mean, there's no honor among thieves. I've always heard that saying, and it goes to be true. It
Yes,
is obviously true, but to see Young Jin's world crumbling around her, and to see her
literally.
reaction to it all happening right in front of her eyes, it's a blessing. It really is. It's a
Yes.
blessing, and Yeah, it's all great, and you know the chief never comes off to me as someone who's well off because that's not who he is. He just
Mm-mm.
happens to be getting paid, on the side,
For
a whole
40
bunch of ducats
years.
for 40 years. But it's like he doesn't know how to live in that. So yeah, it's just very interesting. I will say, keep it at that
I think
before
it's
I.
about him being paid off and basically living on the edge because we don't know how long he's going to hold on to this. I think that's part of the reason why.
Right,
Um,
and I think he knows that, and that's why he's not living at large. Right.
exactly. Yeah, he has a hotel, but it ain't like the biggest, nicest hotel out there. It's just a hotel. Okay,
Yeah, he's
he has to keep everything low because yes, he is a police chief,
yes,
and he's not supposed to make that much money.
right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's doing it smart. He's doing it the smart way. So no one really knows that he got it like that.
And this is yet another reason why we don't call his name. He's going to forever remain bad chief. But of course, he is trying to get out of Dodge. He's over there going to his safe, he's getting out money and stuff like that. And for some reason, he's being really nice to his henchman.
Your mic is going out again.
Really? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. It's still a little bit muffled though.
Okay, I will continue. Hopefully, it'll get better. Just let me know when it's better.
Okay.
But yeah, so when his henchman came to see him, he asked him, "Hey, have y'all eaten? Y'all good? Okay, don't just eat a bunch of ramyeon. Okay, basically noodles. Okay, you can't survive off of that. Okay, and y'all will be all right. Here, where's this coming from? Because last time we saw him, he was beating on them dudes. I was about to say an N word.
Okay.
My bad. Yeonjin, he sees the security footage going back to the I forget. Is it Samyang? Whatever. The apartment that Donggun owns, okay?
Yes.
He got the footage from the night where the fire happened. And all of a sudden, we see Donggun's mother, Donggun, and a physician looking at the video of the fire. And he asked a whole bunch of questions. Okay?
Hmm.
A whole bunch of questions about her drinking. Do you drink? No. And he's
Me drink? How
me.
dare you? Okay.
No, okay. And then he was like, yeah, it looks like from your information, 6 years ago, you were diagnosed with alcoholics disease. Basically, you were alcoholic. And she was like, I haven't had a drink since then. And he said, are you sure about that? Okay, maybe just a glass,
Okay. Maybe
but
just
that's
a
it.
sip or two.
A little
Okay.
sippy sip.
Okay.
What's wrong with that?
Because a lady don't drink, she sips. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, I
And
do sip. Okay.
of course, in this moment, she's drunk.
Obviously. Obviously. An inebriated. Okay. What's it called?
Inebriated.
Inebriated. Yes.
Inebriated.
Inebriated.
Close enough. That's a new word. I love it, Jonathan. Let's use it. So, Donggun's inebriated mother, she is continuously trying to basically take it for herself, but the doctor is taking these notes. The notes saith, you want to know what these notes were saying
What
here?
do they say?
So they were saying things like, she's crazy, but in doctor terms.
Hmm.
Okay, she's not in touch with reality, but in doctor terms. And of course, he did say something about alcoholism. And then they were done. He said, all right, well, we're done. So you can go on. All right, you're good. Have a great day. And she said, that's it. Because even before then, she already called Dongo the whole B word again, and she loves to
Okay.
call her. He's
She
like, I see
loves to
what you're
use that
doing,
word.
girl. But he said, you're done. And like, what were you thinking in this moment? Like, what do you think was going on?
It feels like a setup. It feels like a setup. And that's how it sometimes goes. I won't say a lot of the time goes, but that's how it sometimes goes, especially when you're watching a TV show. This is how they set stuff up. So
Okay.
I had a feeling that she wasn't done for the day.
And I didn't realize when I first saw this that it was Yeo Jong that sent the information to that doctor. And for all we know, he may know that doctor personally. You know what I'm saying? It might have given Dongul all the information on what she about to do. So
Right.
basically, they were out. They were on their way. Dongul was signing papers. Okay, because she's what? a legal guardian now.
Okay.
Hmm. And from there, um, two men in blue got Dungun's mama. She lost her mind.
Yoked her up.
Get off me. What you doing? You're taking me with the wild eyes. Whoever that woman was, she deserves something.
Right.
She
Yes.
was acting. And she's like, why would you do this to your only mother? Well, you supposed to get sympathy
Mm,
now?
mm.
Like what okay, anyway.
Okay, the double standards are
Exactly.
crazy, crazy, crazy out of this world in this show.
So as they she basically ran over to Dungun and like hugged her and held on to her. And Dungun was like, this decision is mine to make. That's what she said.
Mine to make.
Mine to make. I am your only family you have left. Hmm. And I'm leaving you here. And of course, that's when they dragged her. What were your thoughts about? What you thought about this one? What you thought about this?
It's when you have things written and they're played out, it plays out perfectly. And that's every single scene in this whole darn series. Because for instance, when Sarah was complaining to her parents about the fact that she wanted to go somewhere else because she knew the feds was on the tail, and she threw that hissy fit like a freaking 5-year-old. Like these actors commit
Okay.
100% in everything that they do.
Okay. She
And
must have
so
Googled drug addicts and how they act.
Okay. Drunk, addictive mother gets hauled off by two policemen.
Okay.
What does that look like?
What that look like?
And you can look at this episode and you will see it.
She did that.
She was unhappy. She was not in a happy space in the
Very
arms of the authorities.
of the authorities moving forward. Yo Jong, he is paying for the repairs for his woman's apartment. And the landlord, the nice sweet landlord lady, walks up into the place and she actually says, even if Dungun wasn't planning on paying for the repairs, I
Mhm.
wouldn't care because she saved my life. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
She said she owes her life because she saved my life. And Yo Jong, he was like this. And of course didn't say anything else about that. Moving on. Sarah gets released. She's pissed. She's unhappy. But her mother was nice enough to get her some tomato juice that will help her with her detoxification. And the last thing that she asked while she's in this car, where is my old phone? First of all, I'm trying to figure out why she asked about her old phone. Girl, we ain't at your house. Why would I bring my old
Right.
phone? Wouldn't you want to have your current phone?
This is what an entitled woman sounds like. For real, for real. Okay.
That is it. But she asked for it and she started to, yeah, I got her now because just like we talked about on last time, Yeonjin used information to get the heat up off of her with
Hmm.
that big old viral forecaster A story, which was
Yes.
about her. And she told on her good sis. So
Sada.
it looks like Sarah
You
is
chose the
ready.
wrong one, honey. The wrong
The
one.
wrong brassy blonde headed. Okay.
Okay.
She, okay. Anywho, so when she was talking about that phone, she says, I have some pertinent information up in that phone. Okay. I've just held on to some memories. Okay.
Okay.
And then they had a flashback of Young Yeonjin, and Haejong and Sera together. And they saw, God bless her, Sohee, wearing the same clothes as Yeonjin. She says, this is knockoff stuff. And she was like, take it off right now.
Right
And so
now.
like they were at like a fair, they were just outside. Girl, what you want me to do? I'll just go home. Can I just go home? I had to be like that.
Right.
But all of this was recorded. And it doesn't look pretty because some of the last things that you hear come out of Yeonjin's mouth, Youngjin's mouth was, I'ma kill you.
I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna take you out. Okay.
I'ma kill that B word. That's what she said. And she actually said
Okay.
the B word, honey.
Okay. Bye bye.
Okay? Death. That's what she said. And of course, we have a great opportunity to use that against her. What you think about the plans for Sarah?
I love Sarah because she's out here to get hers in the best way possible for her character.
Yeah.
That is, and I love seeing her try to get herself out of certain situations and putting it on others. And because she's a bad character,
And
because
she's
she
so
is,
entitled too.
yes, because she's an antagonist. Um, it's that much sweeter because she's doing it to other antagonists and she's not really doing it to
Mhm.
good characters. And so that's why I love to see Sarah work because although she's an addict, she's very smart.
Yeah, I
She's
think
probably
whether
the
yeah, she's just smart,
she's
period.
probably the smartest one out of the group. But with the exception of Moon Dong Un, she's
Mhm.
in a category of her own. But
Yeah.
Sarah's probably the smartest amongst those three girls. So when you mess with the wrong one, that ish happens.
I
Okay.
don't know about the smartest, but I can say she's the most vengeful out of the group.
Yeah.
Because she was really losing it at the first, like right when they first started looking for Myungo, and she was like, "Oh no, they're gonna get me." Anyway, so next, Donggun, not Donggun, but Do Young. He's at his wonderful, beautiful, huge behind office, reading the story that Sohee put, well, not Sohee, Sohee's mother put out about Forecaster A, and eventually we see him and Donggun walking together at the Go Park. I'm happy that you know what I'm talking about. I'm very excited about this. Thank you for paying attention. So they had to Go Park walking around, right? Because apparently that's the only place we like to go walk around at. And and
Beautiful scenery. Beautiful
very very
scenery.
beautiful. Okay, they paid for it. They did a good job. Um, so he asked if that part about Sohee being pushed or falling off that building was true. And she was like, "Are you just looking to get information to help me, or are you trying to cover things up? Are you covering up the truth? Like how much of this information, how deep this rabbit hole are you ready to hear about?" Okay, because there's a lot going on over here that you just don't know.
Hmm.
And of course, that kind of went without answer. And then, what happens here? She gives him the address to Sohee's mother's house. She said, "This is the family of Sohee. You know, you can't hit him up or whatever." And then Do Young was like, "Did Yeonjin get you fired, as a teacher?" She was like, I don't think I would have been the great teacher. It's okay. You know,
Hmm.
whatever." Um, but she also reveals to him that Sohee is in the freezer of the hospital that belongs to the uh what's it, Yo Jong's family, okay?
Yes.
And Do Young has this whole face like, "Oh, this makes sense. You guys are working together. I get it." And then another thing he asked, why protect your soul? And she says that would have hurt you. And
Right.
I don't want to do that. And then the last thing he asked her, like, what will uh will you, when you get revenge, will you be happy? And she says, "Yeah, I'm hoping I'll be so happy that I die."
Hmm.
But what did you think about this interview that Do Young gave to Dong-un?
I love when Do Young and Dong Un are in a scene together. As
Two
much
really
as
smart people.
two very very smart people, two people who are so much very very much alike.
Mhm.
Although I wouldn't mind seeing them in a romantic setting, this is good enough for me
Yeah,
at
this is
this
enough.
point. So when he asks questions, he understands how Moon Dong Un how she responds to questions because she knows that she's going to kind of level off exactly how much information she's going to give for each
Every
response.
time.
And so he knows which questions to ask because he's not going to ask the question he doesn't want the answer to. And when he
That is so
figures things,
true.
oh yes, and when he figures things out, he never asks about to verify
He
to get verification on something that happened. He never asked his wife if she was cheating. He never asked his wife if his daughter was his. He never asks those questions. He always figures it out himself. So if he's asking a question, he's asking specifically to get information on that specific topic. And I love someone who is that detailed with their conversations. I love that.
And I think like the way he got a reaction out of Jin when he says, "Well, how should I feel? That my wife's been, my wife's wait, my wife's baby father came to child." It was so much, but her reaction like told the whole story. Like he don't need to know anymore. Speaking of telling the story, Jin goes to Jae-joon, oh Lord, to ask about Myung-go. And you know how she liked to do, like she was doing a whole lot in the beginning of this whole series here. So, did you like hear about the cause of death? Like what happened? Where was he found?
Okay.
And come to find out, he was found at the same building that He died at.
Wasn't it the same spot she dropped?
Same spot.
Same spot. Mm-hmm.
Come on, them gangsters and thugs did what they were supposed to be doing.
Okay, you get paid. You produce. Okay, what you've been paid to produce, honey.
Let me tell you something. They're gonna remain loyal, right in the pocket.
Okay, as long as that money keep coming, honey. As
long as that
money keep coming, you ain't got to worry about nothing.
Ciao. Okay, and then apparently there's something on Jae-joon's mind. He gets up, and Lord knows when he gets up, you never know what he's gonna do with that child. He might chuck her out, bug her, make her out, have sex, something.
I always expect him to backslap her. Okay,
because it's way strong.
It's too strong, honey.
Okay. Gosh, shoot, I believe she might be launched to the other side of the room. Anywho, buddy. So he says he got his hands on an audio file, talking about that audio file that Myung-go recorded.
Mm-hmm.
And quickly, Jin realized, oh, so he was recording me. And she must have gotten that from Hae-jung.
Right.
Like he put things together very quickly. I will have to give her that, but not fast enough because she wouldn't be in this position if she was fast enough.
She's always 2 steps behind. She's almost always 2 steps behind. She got a little bit up there when she got Moon Dong-eun's mother in the mix.
Almost.
But other than that, she's been 2 steps behind since episode 2 or 3.
Yes, and so, as things come out, and I think Jae-joon just realizes that, yeah, you killed Myung-go, like just from that audio alone. And then she says, what are we going to do?
What are we going to do?
We?
Okay. Since when was there a we? Girl, I've been telling you my girl since Kingdom Come. And you still with old boy. So
still. What do we?
So when did this turn into a we, my sister?
Okay. When did we start speaking French?
Okay. Yes, I love that.
She was like, I'm still Yeso's mother. You have to save me. And then he was like, tell me the truth. What did you do? And of course, she would never just outright say, yeah, I killed that. Of course he wouldn't say that because she's trying to protect herself. And I get it. And she says, you don't want to have a daughter. You don't want your Yeso to be a daughter of a murderer. It's like technically she already is, but I guess she's talking about not a convicted murderer. Is that what you mean?
I think she said, if you want to have that question answered, you will understand that Yeso is the daughter of a murderer.
I'm thinking that she doesn't want to be outed as a murderer.
That could be it too.
And that would be, her being convicted and all that stuff. And then Yeso will be seen as the daughter of a murderer.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't want that for your daughter, so you got to protect me. And then she was like, I was with you, right? With the eyes. Give me the eyes, Jonathan. I was with you, right, Jae-joon? Huh? And he thought about it. And he says, you know how much fun we have when we are alone. And, now we're hugging each other looking crazy.
Hmm.
What do you think about Jaejun going along with this theory? Covering for her again.
Because
Because, yeah,
it's all because he loves her. He is in love with her, and he'll do anything for her. And she knows that she has that power. That's exactly the reason why she went to him, to get more information on what's going on with Myung-go. So
yeah,
it doesn't surprise me, but at the same time, it makes him look weak, and I don't like
I
seeing that.
agree. And I think there's even more to it, right? Because for her to be seen as a murderer, why would Do Young stay around? So they should be able to get a divorce, right? And then, I can get up in there and we can be a family.
Officially.
Officially. She might have killed some people, but hey, it's my girl.
Yeah, I don't think he cares about the fact that she's killed
Oh
people.
no, as long as
He don't care
no.
about that, and and that's what made me surprised that she wouldn't be. It seems to me that she would be more open with him than with her actual husband.
You would think.
That's what I would think, but she's really not open with anybody,
And I'm
and
really
she doesn't
seeing that.
have anybody to be open with, which is the way she set it up.
And they don't, I don't think there's a lot of true friendship in this because
No,
they
not at
really aren't
all.
sharing too much of anything. Only things that they know about each other are the things that they've experienced together.
Right.
Mm. So, after having that lovely conversation, Yeonjun goes home to her husband. But the nanny makes sure that she knows that she's stepping into the house, that Sarah, your friend, came here with her brassy hair.
Yes.
And please tell me why. Sarah was like, "Yeah, so you want to get high?"
Okay. Yes. You want to hit one with a sister with your auntie Sarah? Okay.
Okay. And let me tell you, this is the most I've ever, maybe kind of the most, but this is the most I've ever seen Young Jin look like a black mother. She yoked Sarah up so fast. Get over here. And they went straight to her closet filled with siesta
Mm-hmm.
apparel.
Okay. Blue bags everywhere.
Every which
Everywhere you
way.
turn.
And basically, what's funny is that she says, "How are you already out?" Okay. That's surprising. You must have really great lawyers that have gotten you out so quickly. And then, of course, there was some banter back and forth. They were being really sassy towards each other. And as they were going through their back and forth, everything went blank because we looking at this purse that I had at the morgue. Why is that? Where's that little tassel that was
The
on that?
tassel is GONE.
Where's
It's gone, y'all.
where's that? Where's the tassel? She ran frantically to that purse
Where's it
and
at? Where's it at?
realized, unfortunately, that tassel was gone. And we saw a flashback of her losing her total S word and hitting the morgue
Tray
bench or whatever.
bin
Sure,
thingy.
yeah,
Yeah.
body bin, um, with her purse, losing everything in her mind. So it looks like I guess we need to go back to the morgue, try to find it, because we don't need anything else to show that I am anywhere connected with this man's body
Right.
moving forward. We finally got another sweet moment from Yojong and Donggun. He was jogging and sent him a message. Now she shouldn't have sent this to him, but she said he asked her, "Where are you?" And she's like, "Far away," or something like that. And then she asked, "Do you need a ride, or do you want to ride?" And they were just jogging, and he kept on jogging along. And he said, "You're barking up the wrong tree, lady. I have a really big crush on somebody that's really beautiful and wonderful." And they just kept on following each other like that. And it was so cute. When she stopped, she had a bottle of water
Mm-hmm.
in hand, like that. And then he just ran up to her and I guess he didn't see the bottle of water or just ignored it and
Hmm.
gave her a hug, which was so sweet. He said, I missed you. I know you loved that moment. What'd you think?
Of course I did. Any show of affection, especially on this show, just warms my heart to no end. I love their relationship. I love how they kind of tippy toe around them being in a relationship. They're doing all the cutesy stuff that you do
Yeah.
in the honeymoon phase of your relationship. It's just so sweet to see. And
It's kind
again,
of
you
cool how
see
naturally it's coming to them.
it is, but this is how they show love. And I love seeing how they show love, seeing how different people show love because everyone does it differently. So to
This is
see the
true.
way that they show love to one another is completely beautiful.
Absolutely. And I thought it was so cute. It's nice. And we're, not thinking about the betrayal, the resentment, the rebelliousness, the meanness, the vileness, all that's going on around them. So the next scene we see Jejun, he's talking with his lawyer at the salon. You see his lawyer
Hmm.
getting all that a whole steam treatment
Yes.
going on. And he was basically asking about murder. And the lawyer was like, this is kind of weird. Like, why are we talking about this? Usually you're trying to ask me about tax fraud. Like, what's
Right.
going on? And of course, after he gets all the answers that he wants, basically nothing that will help him because, how the process goes. The body will have to have an autopsy and all that stuff. He's trying to keep away from that to hold on to his woman and keep her
Hmm.
from jail. But, that's not happening. Did you enjoy seeing them at the salon?
Absolutely. To see any heterosexual man in a salon is always a key to me.
he
Always a
had a
key
whole,
to
he was
me.
getting a whole treatment, honey.
Right. But it was funny. It was real funny.
Yeah, so Do Young finally meets up with Jae-joon. Jae-joon actually sent the text message to Do Young about meeting up before Young Jin came up in the place. So they have the conversation. What did you think they were going to talk about in this moment?
I had no idea because of the history that they have. And so it was kind of weird. I didn't know what to expect. When I go into these types of shows, I don't really get any expectations or I don't really think, oh, what's going to happen next. No, I just clear my mind and just go with the flow.
Let it be.
That's all I can do because if I'm wrong, then I'm going to be disappointed. And if what happens isn't as good as what I thought up in my mind,
I'm
then
gonna be
I'll be like, oh
disappointed again.
dang. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
that's how I was feeling about young Jin's husband and what he was going to do when he found out that Yesol wasn't his daughter. So,
What did you want him to do? I'm just asking because you really wanted something more.
that's the thing. Like, I just wanted him to go off on her. I wanted him to back slap her.
That's what you
Um,
wanted. You wanted the Tyler Perry backslap from
I wanted
Family That
violence.
Praise. That's what you wanted. You wanted violence.
No,
Yeah.
no, from Medea's family reunion, good old Blair Underwood. Okay,
Ooh,
because
that's a good one too.
he did that. Okay,
But
while
she
looking
didn't deserve that,
so
Jonathan. That
good.
was
Oh.
abuse. Anywho, Do Young. Okay, of course, Jae can't help himself. He made sure to say that out loud. You're the first that's ever gotten the best of me. Okay, you did that. And he was talking real sassy, and I'm like, Do Young was like,
You
watch your
don't want
mouth.
this. This ain't what you want, J.
Watch your
June.
mouth. What do you want?
I would have thought I would have thought that Daddy already showed you how it goes. I would have thought that Daddy already made things clear. I thought that Daddy already set things straight. Okay, I don't think you want Daddy to take off his belt again, honey. Okay,
Let you have it.
okay, you don't need another five knuckle sandwich. Okay.
So Jae gave Myungo the recording. It's not Myungo, I'm sorry, Do Young, the recording that Myungo made of his wife, talking all that spicy stuff and murdering him, stuff like that.
Hmm.
Um, and basically, he kept on mentioning all the things that put things together. Like, this is the last place that Myungo was seen. This is the Lecca, the bottle is gone. Where is it?
Hmm.
It's your wife's favorite. What's going on with that? Where is it?
Okay.
It's a pretty big bottle. I can't find it at all. And he basically said out loud after describing all these things, and Do Young, he's just putting it in his mind. And of course Jae Jun, just like you explained, Do Young, he don't say stuff out loud.
No.
So Jejun had to make sure to say it to make sure the whole room is clear and we knew what we was talking about right now. She's a murderer.
Murderer.
Yeah, that's your wife.
Your wife
She's a
is a
murderer.
murderer.
And Do-young was like, well, what do you want me to do? Because you called me here.
Right.
And technically, he might have already known that she might be a murderer. I mean, come on. We're finding out so much.
Yeah.
But what Jejun did, and once again, I'm sorry, but I did not realize this the first time I was watching this. Jejun bribed Do-young. What he said unto him was, here's this information, okay? I want you to go ahead, divorce Yeonjin, okay? And give up the rights, give up the custody to Yeso,
Okay.
my
Parental
daughter,
rights to me.
to
Okay.
me. And basically, I won't put this stuff out. Because, of course, with him being married to a murderer, it won't look good for his business.
Right.
So I'll keep all of this to myself if you go ahead and divorce her and give up custody of Yeso.
It was a good plan. A really good plan.
It's smart. But one thing that we saw clearly was the fist of Do-young balling up. I said, he's about to give it back again.
And Do-young does not react kindly to threats or bribes.
Oh, he don't. He don't.
So Jejun had a good idea, but for the wrong person.
Oh, Jonathan, you said that so clearly and correctly.
Hey, maybe take that to our private detective, secret agent, maybe to her husband.
Oh, no, I'm okay. Take that over there.
He might take you up on your offer.
He will take that. Okay.
But no, not this man.
But so Jejun explained that he was Yeonjin's alibi. Jejun explained that. I was her alibi the first time with Sohee. And of course, things are coming together for Do-young. It's like, wow, she really is a murderer. And then he said, I'm about to be her alibi again. Or is it your turn? Is it your turn to be her alibi? How are we going to protect her? Like, this is a lot. It's too much.
Isn't this something for the two men in her life coming together to speak on her? Like that's and the fact that there's two totally different men, completely different men, and it's almost like the two different people that Yeonjin is. She's a forecaster. She's the proper person. She's with her husband, but she's a bad girl, and she's with Jejun. And it's very interesting that she chose these two men for totally two different reasons.
But like, I believe with Jejun, she only was having fun. Let's be real. It's just young fun that got old that she continued to enjoy. And she got with Do-young because of the power that he has.
Do you think she has any real feelings for Jejun? Because I think she does.
No.
I think she just doesn't show it because she is married and she doesn't want to. She doesn't want anything in her marriage to happen.
If I truly believe she's only used Jejun, because if there was some kind of true love, they would have gotten together, because he does have a family fortune. They do have money. He does have his store. He does have the golf course or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He's got money. So I really don't believe she loves him like that. I believe she's just done everything to use him, especially I think she kept him in her pocket because of that whole thing with Sohee.
Yeah, probably.
So the next thing we see is our bad chief packs up his wife, put her in a van, and said, "Go off to this country. Goodbye. Run off." But she's like, "Oh, what? Don't worry about it. Just go." He's trying to protect his, which is very smart, because he has been indebted to a couple of crazy ladies for a very long time. Next, Yeonjin's mom goes to her safety deposit box. She gets out her billion won and puts it inside of a leather Mercedes-Benz bag. That thing looked very nice. The money in there looked nice as well. So she got out of there and ran around the corner and said, "Here, to the shaman and, pushed on. The next thing we see is Hyungnam in her apartment with her husband. She is in there cooking supper. Poor Hyungnam.
Slaving away at the stove, honey.
Laving away. And then out of nowhere, a phone call comes for her husband, and he starts to, it's time. You know what I'm saying? And she
Okay.
says, it's almost time to eat. This is coming to a boil right now. As soon as it gets to a boil, it's time to eat. And he says, "Aren't you tired of eating?" I don't know what they were eating, but he said, "Aren't you tired of eating that? When I get back here in about 4 to 5 days, we can eat whatever we want to eat." And she just kept her head down and continued to boil her food as he runs out. The way that I wrote it was Hyungnam's husband got the call, then gets called to glory.
Oh, yes. That's it right there. That is it in a nutshell.
That is it. It was the shaman. The shaman called him with that billion wand in her in the crook of her arm right here. Called with the umbrella, because of course it's raining. Of course it's raining. That's what happens when people die. It rains.
Right.
So she was on the phone. She called him. He came out there. She was like, "Come a little closer onto the street. I'm over here. Come a little closer." And Yeonjin's mama hit Hyungnam's husband with her vehicle and killed him. Didn't she roll back on him one good time just to make sure he was good and
I believe
dead?
she did. I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure
because
she did.
usually just one hit won't do it. Yeah, she used him for a speed bump as well.
Right. Yeah. That's what Suge Knight did too. He rolled over, then rolled back, then I think he rolled over once again. Yeah, to drive off.
Yeah. She did a smart thing though. She had the bad chief in her car. He didn't know what was about to pop off, but when he did, he come to realize the only way that he was going to protect her from doing this, he had to be in there and somewhat implicated in it as well. So he helped her one last time. She did that. It was smart, but horrible. Anywho, the shaman, she ran, of course. You know what I'm saying? And she got one of her homegirls to throw rice at her. Now, the rice throwing, I do believe, is like some kind of spiritual cleansing before she steps into the sanctum. She did something bad. So I guess she wants to be cleansed before she steps into the space. That's just like, if you remember back when Yeonjin's mother, she would throw rice at Yeonjin before stepping into the sanctum. I believe that's just a step of possibly cleansing or purifying themselves, possibly.
Probably.
That's what it looks like. But after the rice was thrown, the young lady was like, "Did that young lady follow you here?" And she was like, it was Donggoon with her black trench and her black umbrella.
Yes.
Okay. And she said, the shaman was like, "Okay, we're closed. I mean, go away. We're not doing anything." And she said, "Are you only working with one client today?"
Today.
Yeah. And she said, "Yeah, Yeonjin's mom, she's really demanding." And then she said something about boom, crash. Oh, she know.
Yeah.
She know what I literally just did.
Yes.
That's the end of that. Anywho, Yeonjin, she's at the funeral home in the dark with her cell phone light, looking around. Where's it at?
Okay, where's my tassel?
Pissed. Anyway, and then Yeonjong pops up. You can hear the footsteps coming into his mortuary.
Okay, because he owns it now. Okay, he got the paperwork to prove it. Got receipts.
Okay, and he was like, "Funny seeing you here."
Funny
again.
seeing you here again. Again, honey.
Child,
Again.
she was so flustered. She said, I was looking for a bathroom, and
Out
she's like,
here in the middle of nowhere, a bathroom.
child, I can't even figure out anything to say. Bye, and
Right.
she ran out, got into her car, and of course it's still raining. And then he said to her, you might want to. What did he say? Oh, she tries to leave, and the door and the gates are locked. And of
Yes.
course, that incites more panic and fear inside of her. And she was like, she got out the car and she's like, "What are you doing? Okay, you know, how are you hooked up with Dungoon? You don't even know what the half of what's going on. Don't believe anything that she's saying. Like, girl, ain't we a little bit late for that?
Right. I mean, you should have said this to him a long time ago before you even
Long."
got on that table in his practice.
And then
But you
she's
didn't
still
know who he was at that time, though.
exactly once again late to the party,
Hmm.
tardy to that party. And then she was like, you know, whatever happened back then, you know, it's long gone. She's still asking him, "What did you do to me while I was on your table?" And he
Hmm.
was like, "Well, you know what? I'm also a dermatologist. And when I look at scars, I can see the intent of people."
Hmm.
We're talking about Dungun's scars at this moment.
Okay.
Yeah. And she said, "Well, stay out of it." And he's like, "I know what you did."
I know what you did. Yeah, I do.
And he said, "You're looking for something. You can take it. I have all the evidence." Or, excuse me, he didn't say evidence, but he says, "I have all I need."
Okay. All I need.
And he says, I can see this is the last time you've gotten lucky.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
And with this rain, out here, you wouldn't want to hit someone. This is the thing I love about this. All the communication that I believe the bad people should have that is over there with Dongun and them.
Hmm.
They all know what's going on. They all know what's up. What do you think about that moment though, for real?
It was beautiful. It was justice. These last couple of episodes should just be named Justice because
Yes.
justice is being served at every turn, at every point. Everywhere you turn, somebody is getting theirs. Okay. And it's not the end all be all. So it's just
Yeah.
this after this after this after this. It's so layered. And once again, that's why this had to be 16
It
episodes
had to
long
be.
because there's a lot of unfolding going on, and to see Moon Dong Un's man just get into Miss With a Lady,
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeonjun, yes.
love it because the way he talks to her,
Child.
it's almost like he talks to her like she's a child, like she's Ye Soul.
Yes.
And it's hilarious to me that he doesn't even see her as an adult. He doesn't see her as
Mm-mm.
his equal. He doesn't see her as a woman. He sees her as a 12-year-old that's picking on others.
Piece of
And
trash.
that's how he treats her. And I love that. I just love that.
Okay. The next thing we'll see is Youngjin's mama acting, receiving her Oscar in the at the cop police station. Yeah.
Police station, yes.
Explain. I just didn't see him. I don't know what happened. I hit him. Whatever. Moving on. Dungun talks to the detective again. He came up, popped up out of nowhere. Like, we found Young-go. And all of the stuff is, like turned out to be true and stuff like that. And then he says, like, you know what? Dungun lets him know, I already told you everything. Like, I don't even know why you're still asking me questions at this point. But then she mentions a lighter. When you have a lighter, you can get some DNA. You can get some stuff off of that. And
Hmm.
he says, "Wasn't there a lighter there? Who smokes? Do you smoke?" So of course that brought things up there. Yeonjun picks up her mommy, and of course she automatically says, "Let's go to the sanctum. I feel more safe there than anywhere. Get me over there." And apparently that's the thing that they both have in common. I guess. I guess I would like to fall into the bosom of King Jesus too when I'm in trouble.
Right. What else would you do, honey?
Exactly. So Do Young's lawyer, which I do love, he's great. He's a great man. He says to him, "You need to make a decision now because if this Jae Jun dude got a copy of this, it's a done data."
Okay.
So he says, Could you find some place nice and out the way in Ireland or England so we can send Yesol over there? She'll be accompanied by her a nanny.
Okay.
Oh Lord, there's so much going on. Yesol. Oh, how do you feel about that though? Like, it seems like he's coming together with what he wants to do. Do Young.
Right. I love seeing him put his plan together because we know it's going to be executed masterfully. We know that there won't be any hiccups when it comes to him. I love the fact that he's protecting his daughter, making sure that she's out and safe, and not in harm's way, aka in her mother's arms. Okay. I just love when he puts things together because it's a masterclass every single time. Every single time
Absolutely.
he has a plan, he gets it to and together.
So Yeonjin, she gets, excuse me, Yo Jung gets the text about an interview for something we don't know. So moving on, and at the sanctum, the shaman is doing a ritual, and Yeonjin gets a call. Wow, during that ritual, basically saying that Hyungnam's husband is dead. And as soon as she hears that, she turns around and looks at the building that her mother is in. Her and her mother don't have no kind of communication.
Hmm.
They don't know what's going on with each other. And Yeonjun wanted to handle it, but apparently she didn't want to tell her daughter that she was being punked for a billion won.
Okay.
Anywho, but decided to give it over to the shaman. Oh Lord! And then Hyungnam got the call to see her husband, for he has gone to glory.
Hmm.
She did some amazing crying, laughing. I didn't know what was going on for sure, but she was certainly crying. She was crying. Child, her knees gave way when she saw her husband up under that sheet.
Right. Yeah. It was more crying. Although there was laughter in there, I admit that I saw the crying more in
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
moment.
For sure. For sure. And back at the this of course at this point everything's going so fast. So back at the uh ritual, the shaman starts speaking as if she has invoked the spirit of Sohee and starts talking
Hmm.
to Yeonjin. Of course, Yeonjin gives her bulging eyes again, as per usual. She's like, and the very last thing we see is the detective pull out the lighter from the evidence box to have it tested for DNA and things of that nature. So I guess we can move further in Sohee's case. And that, my dear, is the end of episode 14. Like, what you think of this one, Jonathan?
It although quite a few things happened compared to other episodes, it does still feel a little bit like a filler episode because things are still getting set up in this moment.
Yeah,
But
and little pieces came to a lot of little pieces came together in this one.
right, right. But I love I'm loving what's happening, and then the next episode is I can't pick whether episode 12 or episode 15 is my favorite, but I still have to say I'm leaning towards episode 15 because it gets
Why do we like 12 so much again?
because that's when the predator gets dealt with by
Oh
Jejum.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that's also when not Yeso, Young Jin is confronted by her husband about her cheating ways. This is also when Moon Dong Un gets Sarah back on that hair on. Um, and yeah, that's why we love episode 12.
That's a good episode. To be honest, I once again I need to go back and see Hey Jong give it to Young Jin one good time again. That
What
was
was
a
that in episode 10 or 9?
I think so, like 10 or something like that, because
Okay, yeah.
she
She was in her bag, honey.
tell
She
your
was in
husband
her
to stop calling me.
Tell your husband to stop ringing my line, honey. I'm tired of seeing his name come across my screen, girl. Okay, what you not doing in bed, girl? That I gotta be
Okay.
making up for. Okay,
You better
for
be happy
you.
I was on my period because it would have
Okay,
gone down.
okay. He would have got it right there on that table in that restaurant.
Well, that little bitty Birkin, I would have given it to him.
Okay, because he
Child.
deserves it.
Ciao. Okay. Okay, he can have it, honey.
Yes.
Well, there you go, Jonathan. Let him know what it is.
Yes, you can follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is JoJo_speaks3020. My Facebook is Jonathan Lee. My email is williamjonathanlee@gmail.com. I do have my own YouTube channel. It is JoJo Speaks. Find me on YouTube. I post videos every Thursday night at 9:30 with hot topics and social commentary with my co-host Jennifer, my brother-in-law Tyrone, and our good friend Mike. Hear us talk about the latest happenings and goings on in the world on Thursday at 9:30. Again, JoJo Speaks on YouTube. Subscribe, like, share, comment, press the notification bell, all that good stuff.
Yes, and I am the Light of the Leo. You can follow me on Instagram and TikTok, and of course here on YouTube at the Light of the Leo. Just type in at the Light of the Leo with no spaces, and you'll be able to find me just fine on any one of these platforms here. Well, it has been real talking about the drama, and I really need to prepare myself for next week when we hit episode 15. Things are really coming to a close. What's the new show that we're going to start next for you, Tom? I mean, Jonathan, that's your name.
Heartbreak High. I can't
All
wait for you to
right.
see it. You'll be watching it this week because we'll be doing a review next week.
Oh, really? Anywho, just get ready for me to ask you again because I'm not going to remember the name of the show. So I'm going to
Okay.
ask you again so that we can get this information and get started with another series. I'm really having fun doing this with you, Jonathan. I will see you guys for the next one. See y'all next week.
Bye, y'all.